Joining me now on Your Sport Swindon is Max Kirk. Max, thanks for joining us. It's been a while since we've had you in front of the camera, and you've been very busy since last season. So tell us what you've been up to.
Yeah, so I've been up to quite a lot actually. So then last time we spoke was sort of summer last year, and back then I was leading the Moto3 Standard Class Championship at national level, and I did actually go on to win the championship that year, which I never thought I'd be able to win a British Championship. And also I got into the first ever British Talent Cup, which is basically all the best riders in Britain get selected to race together in a championship in the same bike, same leathers, like same everything, and basically sees who's the best rider. And then with that again, I got into something I've been looking, it's sort of been my dream to get into since I was about 8 years old, and that's been being the Red Bull Rookies Cup, which is the exact same thing again, but all the best riders in the world. So, and that runs under MotoGP rounds, so I get to go to 9 MotoGP rounds this year, and yeah, I just really can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the Red Bull Rookies, and that was something you just missed out on a qualifying session, I think it was. The trials, I think, in the end, because you had an injury, didn't you, the first time? And you were desperate then, and you felt you were on the brink that you could have got there. So it's great you're involved in that, and it's what you're going to be competing in this year, which starts this coming weekend, is very different to what you've been doing before, because before you've been part of a team and you've been at the British Superbike rounds. This is all very, very different, but it's a massive step up, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like nothing else. Although it'll be on the same bike as what I'm used to last year, it's under completely different conditions. I will be in sort of a team environment, but it's just all of my competitors, I guess, are all under the same tent. We're all teammates as such, so it's all going to be close together. My dad is almost completely non-existent as well this year for the British Talent Cup. So I have my mechanic James Ansell, who I'm close with anyway, which is good. So it's someone there who I'm very close with. But it'll be like nothing else. You won't be able to get this anywhere.
No, let's start with the British Talent Cup, because you go to Donington this weekend, and that's the first race of the season. It's the best young riders in Britain, isn't it, that you're going to be competing against? So what are your aims in that championship?
I think my aims, from what I did last year, I think I'd want to be near the top. Almost looking to win this year. I can't promise anything but my aim is to be running at the front. I think it's going to be really close. The talent and standing and riding in Britain is really good, and I'm looking forward to this weekend, to how it all folds out, because we had the test a couple of weeks ago. We can sort of get a judge on who's fast and who's not, but when we're racing together, it's going to be completely different.
Well, it's exciting times, and then you race this weekend in Donington, British Talent Cup, and then back to school for a couple of days, I suppose, and then off to the Red Bull Rookies, and again, that's something that's completely different again, and you're going to be on the support races for some massive meetings, aren't you?
It's the biggest thing I can get to in being a 15-year-old. It's so like I said, it's all the best riders in the world. So there, I won't really know anyone there. I'll have my dad as a mechanic, which is really good. So I have someone there, but it's on a much larger scale. We're riding the MotoGP rounds, which is the highest level of motorcycle racing, and it's just going to be amazing experience. It's you can't buy it, so it's a once in a lifetime experience, and I think to do it with my dad is just it's a great thing to do.
Yeah, it's a great father and son thing to do together. There's not many kids and parents that get a chance like that. So with both championships, obviously you'll be looking to do your very best at both of them. what's the prize at the end of it? You know, where do you need to finish to then go on to the next level, or is it very much just a learning curve?
I think for the British Talent Cup, I don't know if this is a rumour, but I'm not too sure. But I think if you do, really well, win the British Talent Cup, you go to the Junior World Championships, which is really good opportunity.
Is that the one that Charlie Nesbitt?
That's one Charlie Nesbitt's in. So that is basically the step down from World Moto 3.
Yeah.
But that's as competitive as World Moto 3. I think in some rounds Charlie was telling me that he was going faster than pole position times there, which is amazing to think. Kids younger than the semi-professional riders are going faster than them. So it is a really tough, competitive class.
Yeah. And the Red Bull Rookies, if you were to go on and win that, what would that lead to?
I think that would go into World Moto 3.
Yeah.
That would. I think that you get scouted, I guess, by a team in Moto 3, and then that's where you go. And then by there, you should go Moto 2, and then to Moto GP.
Yeah. I mean, it's very much, I suppose, it's an opportunity to put yourself in the shop window, whilst at the same time progressing your career, which has come on leaps and bounds from when we first met you as probably a 13. I think you were 13 at the time, and at that first season on the British Superbike scene, you come on leaps and bounds since then. I mean, can you almost believe you were 13 and racing where you were, and you've got to where you are now?
Yeah, I don't think I would ever believe that I'd get to where I am now. No way. So I think the time it clicked was in 2015 when I won the Super Team Championship, and that was a really big thing for me because you had world class riders like Cal Crutchlow, Casey Stoner, all won it, Chaz Davis, and they're all world class riders today. So that was the biggest thing for me. And then midway through, at the start of 2017, we had sort of bad, I guess, sort of income and sponsorship. It wasn't really the best place to be, so we had to come back from Open BSB, British Superbike Moto 3, to come back to Standard, which at the time I was sort of a bit, not so much upset, but I was.
You felt it was maybe a bit of a step back.
Yeah, that's right, step back, and I didn't really, feel it, but I was like staying positive. I guess it's make one step back to get two steps forward, and that's exactly what I've done. So, just keep positive and stay hopeful, and look where I am now. So just keep that attitude up, and hopefully get to MotoGP.
Yeah, I mean, how much do you think you've matured, both as a rider and as a person in those 2 years?
Massively. Yeah, I think things with school. I'm now at GCSE year, doing that as well with what I'm doing, and I think I'm doing a grown-up sport. So it's you're going whatever speed, and you've got to be mature to do it. You can't mess about. You have to stay in the right. You got to be focused and stay in the right mindset. I do feel like I've matured from whenever it was a couple of years ago to now. So I do feel good about where I am.
Brilliant. And as well as being selected to ride in both those championships, you've also been called up to another program as well, an elite program. Tell us a bit more about that as well.
Yeah, so I've been sort of invited and now involved with the Arden Young Drivers Academy. Drivers Academy, but they're actually taking on 2 motorcycle riders.
Right.
So you have me and Julie Fieldhouse, who is a female racer who's competing in the Moto 3 Standard Championship. So we're the first motorcycle racers, and their aim is to get us into a program to get us to MotoGP. So they've been very successful with racing drivers. So half of the Formula 1 grid is actually from the Young Racing Drivers Academy. So it's a really successful thing to be a part of. So to take their knowledge from 4 wheels and put them to 2 wheels, it'd be a really good thing.
Right. And you've been in a simulator. I think your dad was telling me as worth about £5 million or something as well. So, but tell us how that things like that are going to help you, especially with tracks that you haven't been on as well.
Yeah, so this simulator is great. Although it's a car, it's still, all the similar things. You get to feel the bumps, where the track's going, all the elevation and everything. So I've been going around Jerez because I'm going there next week, and I've never been there before. Did lap after lap, and I know it off by heart now. And all the bumps into the corners are just accurate. So yeah, I think when I get there, I should be at a slight advantage.
Yeah, fantastic. Wow, that's great. Let's come back to this weekend, Easter weekend, off to Donington. Very much a level playing field for all the riders. Probably yourself and everybody not really knowing who are the ones to beat and what to expect out of everything. But what's your anticipation of this weekend? How excited are you about making your British Talent Cup debut, and what are your aspirations for the first meeting?
I'm really excited for this. I think it's going to be a really exciting thing for British motorcycle racing and motorsport in general. And I think, if I could win the first ever British Talent Cup race, I'd be absolutely over the moon. I can't wait to get this weekend going. So I think I'm in a high chance of being at the front, and I can't wait to get going.
You seem really confident as well.
Yeah,
which is a good thing. Which is a good thing. Excited, but confident as well.
Yeah, so I think it's a big step. I've been taught by a few people to stay confident. Positive income, the positive outcome is what my dad says.
Fingers crossed for the weather as well. I know there's a few rumours of snow. I suppose you don't want that.
Yeah, got to have ice tyres on it.
But hopefully you get some decent weather and get a fantastic result. We wish you all the best of luck at the weekend. We'll be following your progress throughout the season on both the British Talent Cup and the Red Bull Rookies, and really excited about where your career's going, Max. So thanks once again.
Thank you.
And good luck for the weekend.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah.